Hello students, uh, welcome to our classes. Now see the title, IUPAC nomenclature. Very important, interesting, challenging, intriguing, intricating. So many things we can say about this nomenclature. Very easy, and the rules are laid down for IUPAC nomenclature. But it will not be so good if you remember only the rules now. Correct? Generally, we want to segregate or classify coordination compounds into four types: complex cation, simple anion, simple cation, complex anion, complex cation, complex anion, and the neutral complex. Okay. Having known about all the four types, it is advisable to apply the IUPAC nomenclature to individual type of compounds. Correct? That is why I never follow the textbook version as far as teaching of IUPAC nomenclature is concerned. Okay, really you will enjoy. But let me narrate the points, salient features orally. First and foremost thing, for a compound to be named according to IUPAC in coordination chemistry is, please identify the type of complex. You should really identify the type of complex. First point. Second point, you have to split the complex as I have done in the right hand side, and here I have given the caption as rough work. This is mandatory by all of you. You have to do a rough work, split the complex and find out charge of the central metal ion in the complex pair. Very, very important. This many of the students fail to do. Hence, ultimately they land in a mess. Never. You always first type of the complex now, and then charge of the central metal ion. Next, the next one is identifying the counter ion. You don't have counter ion in two cases, my dear students. You don't have counter ions in two cases. What are they? In neutral complex, no counter ion. Complex cation, complex anion cases, no counter ion. You get counter ion only for complex cation, simple anion, simple cation, complex anion. Can't you remember and retain this in your memory, which is very easy? Okay. And one important point is, counter ion should never be specified. The number of counter ions should not be specified. For example, in this case you have counter ion Cl minus, chloride. You are not supposed to call it as trichloride. Correct? Here you have Br. Br is the counter ion. How many counter ions? 3. You are not supposed to call it as tribromide. Here, trichloride. I hope you agree with me. Counter ion name alone should be specified. Number should not be specified. I want to say 5 times. Then only my beloved students register in their mind. Number of counter ion should not be specified. Number of counter ion should not be specified. Number of counter ion should not be mentioned. Name of the counter ion should be mentioned. Number should not be. You don't say tribromide, trichloride, tetrapotassium, tripotassium. Correct? Again, two more times. What did I say? Number of counter ion should not be specified. Number of counter ion should not be specified. It may look mad for you, but we consider only good for you. Okay? If I am mad, nothing wrong. You be good in your academics. Okay? Okay. So, these are all the gray areas where students commit mistake. Correct? You are not at all supposed to you have to mention the counter ion, but number should not be mentioned. I think these are all the salient features are points using which we can name any coordination compounds. Correct? Open your textbook. They have furnished nearly 6 or 7 or 8 points. I don't say that those are not palatable, easy, but you learn these nomenclature and then verify it. Correct? I am not sounding negative, Kanna. I am making your path little bit rosy and easy. Okay. And one more thing, the charge of the central metal ion, I said, you have to indicate only in Roman letter. Charge of the central metal ion called D block metal ion, the charge should be indicated only by Roman letter. You have to indicate only by Roman letter. This is very important. Charge should be indicated only by Roman letter. Don't forget that. Okay, well, this is very important point. These are all the points using which we are going to name any compound according to IUPAC. Correct? So, after finishing all these kind of formalities, we have to begin with the nomenclature. See, first I would like to start with the complex cation and simple anion. First, let us do as many examples as possible. For the time being, I am telling you, don't directly dive deep into the textbook, open your textbook, start mugging up all the structural formula, etc. Kindly never do that. Suppose in examination, if the formula or the name of the compound or structure is a little bit contrary to what is given in the textbook, you will be at crossroads. Correct? So don't risk yourself. Textbook examples will always be there. Okay, why do you bother only about the textbook example, ma? You try to cultivate the habit of naming, because in your textbook at the back exercise, even in the solved examples, they have given crystal clear and illustrious examples, ma. Okay, so what I would like to say is, let us begin with the complex cation, simple anion. Okay, first and foremost thing, what is the methodology for naming any compound in nomenclature pattern? First we name cation, then anion. See, for example, we have NaCl. Correct? What is NaCl? NaCl is Na plus Cl minus. Correct? Na plus Cl. We call sodium chloride. Always cation should be named followed by what? Anion. Cation should be named first, followed by what, ma? Anion. No doubt about it. Correct? Right. First cation and then anion. Right. So here we have CuNH3,4SO4. What did I say? Identify the type of the complex. We have identified the type of the complex, ma. Complex cation, simple anion. Do the rough work. Right hand side margin. Split the complex. CuNH3,4,2 plus SO4,2 minus. I think regarding this I taught you earlier. So how to split the complex based on the counter ion. Correct? After that, find out the charge of the central metal ion. Copper, X. This is neutral ligand. So it will not contribute for the charge. X plus 0 is equal to plus 2. X is equal to plus 2. Copper is present in what? 2. That is Roman letter 2. Okay. So after doing all the things, now we are going to name first cation and then anion. First cation. You are given complex cation. It is not ordinary cation, complex cation. So in complex cation, which one should be named first in the sphere? Actually, you know very well that this sphere. In the previous video discussion, I didn't specify one important point. I forgot. Now I am quoting it again. The species present inside the complex sphere called coordination sphere, they do not undergo ionization. Correct? That is why this sphere is called non-ionizable sphere, non-ionizing sphere. I hope you understand. The coordination sphere, complex sphere, non-ionizable sphere or non-ionizing sphere. The species present inside the complex sphere will not give any test for any ion. It will neither give for copper nor for NH3. That is why complex sphere or coordination sphere is also known as non-ionizable sphere. Non-ionizable sphere, which is very important. Correct? So, always when you are trying to name the complex pair, here comes one competition. Whether you name the central metal ion or ligand, which one should be named first? We have to name ligand and then central metal ion, oxidation state of central metal ion, and then counter ion. This is how you have to name. Again, I am telling you, first ligand, number of ligands, and then central metal ion, and then oxidation number, and then counter ion. So this is the sequence of naming. I hope you understand. So how we are going to name this complex? We have finished all the formalities. Now, first you begin with the complex pair. How many ligands are present, ma? 4. NH3 is called as amine. Amine. 4. Tetra. You are not supposed to leave any gap. Okay, you should be a single word, ma, without any gap. Hyphen. Some of you will insert some hyphen, comma, colon, semicolon. All tomfoolery you should avoid. Only one word. Tetra. Amine. A-M-M-I-N-E. Tetraamine. Copper. Roman letter 2. Sulfate. Sulfate. That's all. So what is name of, again I am telling you, first you are naming cation and then anion. Complex cation, which one should be given first preference? Number of ligands. And then central metal ion. Roman letter, oxidation number, counter ion. Okay, so tetraamine, copper, Roman letter 2, sulfate. Next, second one, if you are really knowledgeable, you will say, sir, this reagent is known to all of us because this reagent is called Tollens reagent. AgNH3 NO3. The second one is called Tollens reagent. Tollens reagent. Okay, so do the rough work. I am doing it, and you have to cross check. Copper, coordination number 4, 4NH3. 4NH3. AgNH32 NO3. Split the complex. AgNH32 plus NO3 minus. NO3 minus. Next, find out the oxidation number. X plus 0 is equal to plus 1. X is equal to plus 1. Silver is present in what? Roman letter 1. How you are going to name now? 2. Diamine. Diamine. Silver. Roman letter 1. This is nitrate. Diamine. Silver, Roman letter 1, nitrate. Correct? Next, this one. COH2O6, Cl3. Again, I am telling you here the counter ion is Cl minus. See, the beauty is this is counter ion. If it is counter ion, it is called sulfate. If it is present inside the sphere, it is a ligand, then how will you call? Sulfato. NO3. Counter ion, nitrate. If it happens to be inside the sphere, that is complex sphere, then you have to call it as nitrato. Correct? So COH2O6 Cl3. Here I am doing this rough work. COH2O6 Cl3 na Cl3 3Cl minus, automatically this is 3 plus. COH2O6 3 plus. X plus 0 is equal to plus 3. X is equal to plus 3. Cobalt is what? Roman letter 3. Correct? Right. Shall we do this now? This is 6 times ma. Hexa. H2O is called aqua. Hexa aqua. Cobalt. Roman letter 3. Chloride. Several times I have been stressing it again and again. In spite of that, many students will write here trichloride. No. What did I say? Number of counter ion should not be specified. Only name of the counter ion. What is the counter ion? Chloride. You write only chloride. This kind of foolish mistake will be performed, will be committed not by mediocre student, only by the rank holder. Out of experience I am telling you, mediocre students, slow learners, see, we don't classify them as mediocre or slow learner, etc., etc. But as a trainer, as a personal observation I am telling you. Okay, chloride, hexa aqua, cobalt, Roman letter 3, chloride. And fourth one, I would like to mark it very important. I mark it very important, fourth one. Why fourth one is important? Because the ligand is En, ethylene diamine, accepted. Ethane 1,2-diamine, accepted. You can ask, sir, which one we should write? Ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2? Both the versions are accepted. Both the versions are accepted. What is the speciality of this ligand? There are certain ligands, in their name itself, they contain numerical suffix or numerical prefix. The name of the ligand itself contains numerical suffix or numerical prefix. I think En, how would you pronounce? Ethylene diamine, di. Some number, suffix. Another thing, ethane 1,2-diamine. 1,2-diamine. The name itself is having numerical suffix. We have one ligand called triphenylphosphine. Phenylphosphine, okay. Triphenylphosphine, there you have the number. Mono, di, tri. What did I say? There are certain ligands whose name either contains numerical prefix or numerical suffix. Ethylene diamine or ethane 1,2-diamine is a category belonging to the one having numerical suffix. Ethylene diamine, di. Ethane 1,2-diamine. Triphenylphosphine, the beginning itself is tri, numerical prefix, that is numerical suffix. So if you come across this kind of ligands, if you happen to encounter this kind of ligands having a di, tri, etc. in their name, one special privilege or one special rule is accorded for naming them. How? Example, here I have some open space, so let me write En 2, En 3. Say for instance En 4, like that you can write. One example, H2O, aqua. 2 times now you call it as di-aqua. If it is 3 na, tri-aqua. 4, tetra-aqua. Because in the name of the ligand, you don't have suffix, you don't have prefix, number suffix or number prefix. Whereas here, in this case, ethane 1,2-diamine or ethylene diamine. 2 times. For these kind of ligands, we don't call 2 as bi or di. This rule is applicable. This privilege is given only to the ligands having this kind of suffixes. For 2, you call bis, B-I-S, bis. If it is 3 na, in other case you say tri. In this case, tris, T-R-I-S, tris. 4, tetra, in this case, tetrakis. Pentakis, tetrakis, T-E-T-R-A-K-I-S. Tetrakis, pentakis. Correct? So, this you should never forget. I think I have exhausted my energy in giving this idea. Remember, in spite of that, if you are committing mistake now, it is to be inferred that you are being guided by fate or by destiny rather than by Almighty. I can definitely say this. See, these are all the pitfalls where gray area, where majority of the students commit mistake, which we are highlighting again and again. In spite of that, I do like that only now, I am helpless. I confess and accept my inability. Okay. Several times I have repeated this. Several times I have repeated. You have to identify the ligand, whether it has got numerical suffix or numerical prefix. If that is the case, if 2 na bis, 3 tris, 4 tetrakis, 5 pentakis. Correct? And regarding the splitting, you know the splitting CrEn3 Br3. Br3 na 3Br minus automatically 3 plus. You know very well that En, ethane 1,2 diamine is a neutral ligand. It will not contribute for the charge. So x plus 0 is equal to plus 3, x is equal to plus 3. So chromium is present in what? Plus 3 oxidation state. Shall we name now? And if you are really knowledgeable, you have to check the coordination number. Sir, for chromium coordination number 6, sir, what is that? Chromium 3. Yes, I agree. En, 1 En, 2 donor, 3 En, 6 donor. Right, I am ready. CrEn3 Br3. How you have to begin with, Kanna? We have to begin with naming ligand first. Ligand is ethane 1,2 diamine 3 times. So tris. Tris. After that, write in bracket the name of the ligand. Tris. You have to put bracket. What is that? Tris. Ethane 1,2 diamine, chromium, Roman letter 3, bromide. Don't write tribromide, because counter ions should not be specified. Number should not be specified. Tris, ethane 1,2 diamine, chromium, Roman letter 3, bromide. The fourth example, again one confusion mark. Some of the students, they put double M here. Diamine. No, that NH3 alone you have 2M. Here what is only one. Diamine. Correct? So this is very important one. Kanna, as I informed that there should be a deal between you and me. I would like to furnish as many examples as possible. After watching this video, you trace out compounds of the same type from your textbook. Try to work out. Okay, wow. So imagine I am working out what is being in the textbook now. What is the role of a trainer? Correct? So I would like to work out all these are all the most coveted examples, very important examples. So what I want to say is, after finishing this entire syllabus, we will do the revision. During the revision time also, we will do some extra problems. Correct? Right. Again, the type is complex cation, simple anion. I want to start from 7 and 8 and then go for 5 and 6. What is the specialty of 7 and 8? CONH3 5 SO4 Br. CONH3 5 Br SO4. I think these two are isomers now. How? In this case, bromide is counterion. Here the bromide is ligand. Here SO4 is ligand. Here it is counterion. Correct? So the name will change. Here you call it as bromide because it is present outside the sphere. Inside the sphere it is called bromido. Similarly, here it is present in the form of counterion, sulfate. Here you will call inside the sphere it is present in the form of ligand, sulfato. Then check the coordination number of cobalt. 6 liya. 5 plus 1. 5. This is monodentate ligand, monodentate. 5 plus 1, 6. 5 plus 1, 6. Right. Now come to the rough work. 7th. What did I say? Always find out the charge of the central metal ion. CONH35 SO4 Br. Br is Br minus. So automatically this will be plus. X. It will not contribute for any charge. SO4. My SO4 known to you as minus 2. So 1 SO4 is minus 2. So minus 2 is equal to plus 1. X is equal to plus 3. Cobalt is what? Roman letter 3. Let us name. So inside the sphere, you have to name first according to the alphabetical order. Amine and then sulfate. So how would you call? Pentaamine. Pentaamine sulfato cobalt Roman letter 3 bromide. Correct? Next in this case, CONH3 5 Br SO4. Correct? SO4 is SO2 minus. Now the overall charge of the complex, this is 2 minus, so it is 2 plus. Correct? Cobalt X, this is neutral ligand. Br is Br minus minus 1. X minus 1 is equal to plus 2. X is equal to plus 3. Cobalt is Roman letter 3. Now here, pentamine, pentamine, bromido, cobalt, Roman letter 3, sulfate. Correct? Right. What about these two examples now? They are all hydrates now. Right? It means they contain water of crystallization. Actually, water of crystallization will not influence charge. Correct? So you have to call it as monohydrate. This is dihydrate. That one you remember. So I exclude this. I take only this part. Correct? COH2O5 Cl Cl2. This is 2Cl minus. Hence, this is 2 plus. Correct? 2 chloride ion outside the sphere. You don't call dichloride inside. The counter ion should not be specified. So you have to call it as only chloride. Charge X, H2O neutral ma. Cl is minus 1. X minus 1 is equal to plus 2. X is equal to plus 3. Cobalt is Roman letter 3. Shall we name? First aqua, then chlorido. Penta aqua, correct? Chlorido, cobalt, Roman letter 3, chloride, monohydrate. Here don't commit mistake ma. Don't write dichloride. Again I am telling you, counter ion should be named, not specified. Number should not be specified. Then here, COH2O4, Cl2, Cl dot 2H2O, dihydrate. COH2O4, Cl2, Cl. So this is Cl minus, this is plus. Correct? So COH2O4, Cl2 plus X neutral, this is minus 2. X minus 2 is equal to plus 1. X is equal to plus 3. Correct? So cobalt is Roman letter 3. Shall we name this? Tetra aqua. Tetra aqua. Dichlorido, cobalt, Roman letter 3, chloride, dihydrate. Correct? So we have done this part exhaustively, ma. Even I won't be very much contented with the furnished examples. We will be working out more examples. So that is why coordination chemistry, more videos will be dispatched to you. It will be posted, more videos will be posted, ma. Because you have to gain mastery. Right? Then one logical doubt. Perhaps while watching the video, if you are generating the doubt, I will feel very happy. Ma, here I said tetra aqua dichlorido. Correct? Here I said penta aqua only chlorido. I am not saying monochlorido. See, penta aqua chlorido. Here tetra aqua dichlorido. This question was posted to me several years back by one of our relevant students. Sir, I have a doubt. What, man? Sir, penta aqua you said chlorido. Here tetra aqua dichlorido. Why don't you say monochlorido? Na? The question seems to be very challenging, but the answer lies hidden in the question itself. Coordination number of cobalt is 6. When I say penta aqua, na, 5 coordination numbers are satisfied. Na, 6th one must be only 1. That should be what? Chlorido. You need not specify monochlorido. That is why we say penta aqua chlorido. If you furnish this example, immediately, sir, in the case tetra aqua, na, 4 coordination numbers fulfilled, and then remaining 2 will be filled by chlorine. Then why you say dichlorido? You can say tetra aqua chlorido only, sir, because chlorine Cl minus ligand, 4 aqua, 2 chlorido, 4 plus 2 6, the coordination number 6. In this case, why you are specifying tetra aqua dichlorido? Na? Again the answer is 4 aqua, compulsorily the remaining 2 should be filled by monodendrite ligand. Luckily in this case you have 2 or chlorine. That is why you are calling it as dichlorido. Imagine here you have one Cl, one Br. Imagine, it's only an imagination. Imagine here you have Cl and here you have Br. Then will you pronounce this as tetra aqua, monochlorido, something funny. Correct? That is why we say tetra aqua. To avoid ambiguity, we want to say dichlorido, indicating to the viewer, indicating to the listener, indicating to the observer that The remaining two coordination number valencies are filled only by Cl minus, only by chlorido ligand. That is why tetra aqua dichlorido. Correct? So this is how we have to debate. Okay, simply whatever is given in the textbook, observing and always saying exam over, exam over, exam over. School they are rushing fast, institute slow, this slow, that slow. Really, if you have appetite for perfect score and perfect learning, you won't raise this kind of foolish statements. Okay, so many concepts are there lying hidden. Try to enjoy. Okay, well, once you start enjoy the meaning, once you start enjoy the concept, automatically mark will come to you. You are doing the ulta. Only date announced for examination, I have to study. Dates are declared for examination, I have to study. Then you are forcing yourself. Mind will never function when something is forced. Correct? Let it be free. You understand. See, the ideas will always flourish, blossom in any mind, provided if it gives some flexibility to new ideas. I am giving only new ideas. See, this is a very important point. Sometimes in examination you may raise this doubt. Penta aqua chlorido, tetra aqua dichlorido. Here is the di specified, here mono is not specified. Some of the students after writing correct answer, they strike and write penta aqua monochlorido. Correct? So I hope you enjoyed this naming. Even that, see, out of 4 types, we have discussed only one type, that too with few examples. You have more examples in reserve. Enjoy. In the next video, we will discuss even more examples. Thanks for watching. Signing off now. Thank you.